All right, welcome to the show, episode 11. Okay, what the fuck is going on, everybody? Episode fucking 11, I know. I've been slacking, but guess what? It's all in good fucking reason. I'm doing a lot of shit for my health and for my wellness. I'm trying to get fucking fat and gain a lot of weight, so I've been bulking a lot, so that's where a lot of my time and energy has going. So nobody even fucking cares anyway. I don't know why I'm explaining. I have a really quick episode. I just kind of wanted to get, like I said, get back in the momentum of doing this bullshit. So here we go. I have a couple of things to talk about at the beginning of the podcast. And I know previous episodes, I've kind of been a little depressing right at the beginning of the episode. I kind of talk about like negative news stories and shit that's going on in the world. Fuck that. I don't care. I'm trying to bring positivity. So I got a couple things that I do want to talk about, and one of them is negative, so whatever. And actually both of them are kind of negative, so whatever. This is going to be a quick podcast. I'm just going to tell a quick story. It's probably going to be like 15 minutes maybe. So I'm going to stop bringing negativity as much. I'm still going to have to obviously talk about shit that sucks, because shit sucks. This world fucking sucks ass. So it's just going to happen. So I'm going to do this thing that I'm going to call, if you don't know, you should know. So here you go. Ari Shafir. He made a little Kobe Bryant joke. Pretty quickly after the passing of Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. He made a joke. I don't know why. He's a comedian, and he's been getting a lot of shit for the joke. And I understand a lot of people respected Kobe and everything, but I'm just going to read a little part of what he said. Kobe Bryant, he got away with rape because all the Hollywood liberals who attack comedy enjoy rooting for the Lakers more than they dislike rape. So he was dropped from his talent agency, like, quick, and a ton of comedy clubs dropped him. He's been receiving death threats. He's been receiving criticism from other comics, which doesn't make sense, because that, as a comic, you should understand what he's doing. You shouldn't just try to take the high side and get yourself high up on a pedestal so more people will like you just because you're going after Ari. It's a pretty low blow to go after him for a joke, just because you want to look good. Because let's be honest, a lot of the comedians that are attacking him for what he said, who the fuck are you in basketball? Like, you don't even like basketball. You're just trying to take the high ground and look like a good person. So, fuck you. And I support Ari Shafir. He's a fucking hilarious comedian, and he's an awesome fucking dude. So, fuck what everybody says about Ari. I don't give a fuck. Talk all the shit you want, bro. Who fucking cares? So off of that wasn't that negative, was it? It wasn't that fucking bad. Okay, but this one is pretty negative. Pull out your tissue box, not for jerking off. You're gonna be fucking crying. So this man named Anurag Chandra. I think that's how you say his name. Anurag. Anurag? Anurag? Maybe that's how you say it. Anurag Chandra. So, really quick, I'm going to give you some context here. This happened in California, right? Whatever. Sunny, nice, bloom. This happened in California, and there was a group of 6 teenage boys who were having a sleepover, right? We all remember being kids, wanting to have sleepovers and shit like that. They were just having a sleepover, having fun. And at this sleepover, one of the kids was dared to ding-dong ditch or jump in a lake naked, okay? So he obviously took the easy route, and he's like, fuck that, y'all not seeing my dick. I'm going to go ding-dong ditch a house. So the next day after they woke up, I'm not sure if they lived in I think what I read in the story is that they lived in a little, God, what are those fucking neighborhoods called? Whatever, I can't even think of it. They lived in a little close community, and they went the next morning to ding dong ditch a fucking house. Fuck yeah, we're gonna go ding dong ditch a house. And they ding dong ditched the house, and I guess they drove up to the house. Someone got out, ding dong ditched, ran, got back in the car, and dipped off. Right? Okay, kids, you're having fun. If that would have been at my house, I'd have been like, "Oh, you darn kids, shaking my fist, you rascals." But this dude, Anurag Chandra, takes it upon him fucking self to go, nope, not today, jumps in his fucking car and chases them down the highway. So not only is he being dangerous, he's being fucking stupid. You're chasing children in a 3,000 pound steel automobile filled with flammable liquid. Like, chill the fuck out. But he's chasing them, and these kids are freaking out by some of the stories and the recounts they gave the news and the journalists and shit like that. Said they were scared. They're like, what the heck is this guy doing? And he bumps into them once, kind of bumps the back of their car. And then I guess he slams into the side of their car and sends them flying off the fucking road into a tree. 3 of those fucking kids died. 3 of them fucking died. Like, they are no longer alive. Their parents have to bury their child. Their brothers and sisters no longer get to pick on them or have fun with them anymore because this dipshit got mad and took it upon himself to run them off the fucking road for ding-dong ditching his house. It's extremely stupid of this fucking, I'm gonna say it, you faggot. You're a fucking cock-sucking piece of shit, okay? And I know I'm being really loud right now, but this sucks, man. This sucks for those kids. They were all under the age of 16, I think, the ones that died. The one that was driving was 18, and I think the other 2 that survived were 16. And then the rest were 14 and under, 14, 13, and 12 or something like that. They were really fucking young, taken way too soon. It just blows my fucking mind. Like, what were you thinking when you hopped in your car to chase after these kids that were playing a prank? Homeboy must have woke up with a turd in his cornflakes or something, because I don't know. He must have been off in the head. He must be mentally unstable or something. I can't just jump to conclusions because he could be very mentally unstable. If you go online and you look at his mugshot, you will be able to tell in a second that this dude smells like shit. So, really quick, rest in peace to the kids that died in that accident. Drake Ruiz, Daniel Hawkins, and Jacob Ivascu. May you guys find some kind of peace in the next life, because that cocksucker had no right to take you out of this one. So, that's it on stories of the world at the beginning of the podcast. If you don't know, you should know. Now you know, kidda. So, H2O. Mama said I need the H2O. I guess I'm gonna do a quick little story. So I'm in Missouri, and a lot of people have asked me, why am I in Missouri? You know what I mean? Because they know that I was born and raised in Washington State, the beautiful Pacific Northwest. That is true. I was born and raised in the Pacific Northwest. I grew up. I spent a lot of time in the mountains, dirt biking, riding quads, hiking, going four-wheeling with my dad. So a lot of shit happened in order for me to move to Missouri. So when I was 16, I met this girl who moved into the hood. And yes, I'm going to call it the hood because when I was 13, my dad took me out of the trailer park and moved me to the west side of town, which was even more ghetto. I didn't know. I had never really been to the west side except for going to my grandma's house. So we moved to the west side and we moved to Wilbert Avenue, and just ghetto, just fucking ghetto. You know what I mean? Lots of crime, lots of drugs, just like, you know, any town. But this was like extraordinarily high crime rates and high drug usage and shit like that. So I was always surrounded by that. So I had to, you know, blend into my environment. So I was a little gangster. Whatever. Girl moves in on the block, and I immediately kind of take a claim. You know what I mean? Because her sister was like, oh, she's so hot. Her sister was telling me the day before she got there about her. She was like, she's so hot. You're going to fucking love her. But that lying little fucking bitch. Anyway, that's for another story. Anyway, she moved. We got introduced one night, the night she moved. And I don't know what her first impressions of me were because I was 16, okay? She was 19, about to be 20. I was a kid, you know what I mean? At 19, I would have never looked at a 16-year-old like, hey, I'm going to make a fucking baby with you. The fuck? So, I don't know what she thought of me, though, but I, you know, blue chucks, blue hat backwards, tilted to the side kind of a little bit, blue bandana hanging around my neck, big blue t-shirt, you know what I mean? I'm crippin' because those are the people that I hung out with. So I had to, you know, put on a persona of a crip. So whatever. And then, so we are dating, like we date for, you know, like a week before she gets kicked out of her house, and I'm living with my dad at this time. Wow. I have a bedroom at my dad's house, okay? And I go, no, you're not going to move back to California. I was like, you and your 8-month-old son are going to come live with me at my dad's house. I didn't even ask him. I didn't do anything. I didn't ask him. I just grabbed her shit, put it in my room. And it was me, her, and her 8-month-old baby in like a fucking 10 by 10 room. You know what I mean? We had a bassinet taking up most of the floor space. And then we had a couch that we slept on. And a mattress on the floor. But there was nowhere to fucking move in this room hardly. But I couldn't let the love of my life just fucking get on a plane and fly away. So I did. I moved her in. And then like my dad didn't really say shit about it. 2 days goes by. My dad doesn't say a thing. And then one day we're just in the room. Doors closed. My dad opens the door, walks in. Her son is in the bassinet playing. Walks in, picks up the kid, looks at him like Simba, like holds him up to the light, like above his head, and he's like looking, and he's all like, baby's laughing and trying to grab his face, and he's just looking at him, and he like shakes his head, like in agreeance or something, or like acceptance, shakes his head, puts the baby back down in the bassinet, and then walks away, closes the door, and I don't hear a single fucking thing about it ever. Still to this motherfucking day has it never been mentioned. So my dad was an awesome man for that. That's something that he's never got credit for. And that's something I want to give him credit for really quick right now, because he didn't get he could give a fuck less if she was on the street. But the only thing he cared about was the baby. So he came in, made sure the baby was good, saw that the baby was fucking adorable, and then was like, okay, I'm gonna let this slide for the child. You know what I mean? So fucking tons of respect there, because that never got talked about. It just got, pushed back and shit. I guess it doesn't need to be talked about, but I respect the fuck out of that and what he did that day. So even though he didn't do anything except pick up a baby and then leave the room, that's all he needed to do. So anyway, we fall in love. Me and this girl, we fall in love. And we try for a very long time to get pregnant. Yes, I was trying to get her pregnant on purpose. It wasn't that smart. I thought I was in love and I wanted to have a child. My God. I'm so fucking stupid. Anyway, so we try and we try and we try for months. Like, I'm dumping loads into this bitch every single night, like 5 times a day. I'm just fucking dumping loads more. I'm being used. She's being used more than a washing machine is, bro. Like, I'm dumping loads in that shit. And nothing is happening. And I think it was probably because I was 6 fucking teen. My sperm at the time probably wasn't that strong, so my little swimmers weren't making it all the way upstream. It just makes sense. I wasn't fully developed. Neither were my testicles. So, I understand why now. But eventually, she got pregnant after fucking I don't know how many loads. Could have filled up a small kid's swimming pool with all my cum that I tried to get her pregnant with. So, finally, she gets pregnant, and I guess we're happy. You know what I mean? We were happy. I was like, yo, it's actually happening. You know what I mean? So she's pregnant. And the way we found out is we lied about some shit. We went to Planned Parenthood, lied to them there so they'd give her a blood test, come back. Oh my gosh, you're pregnant. We could start planning this, and this. We're like, nope, peace, see ya. Go to the hospital, say she's not feeling very well and she missed her period. So they give her a free blood test, which if you go there with the intention of doing that, it's illegal. But that's not what we did. Are you kidding? Psh, the fuck out of here. Illegal activity? No. So the doctor comes back and he's like, yep, you're pregnant, blah, blah, blah. We're like, are you sure? Are you sure? We just wanted to be sure. He's like, yep, 100% sure. So we're like, okay, she's pregnant now, this, that, and the other thing. Go back home, start living our lives, whatever. We get into a fight one day. Nobody's at home, and I was going to go. We were in a weird situation. But anyway, nobody was at home one day, and I was going to go make an egg salad sandwich. And she was like, I was going to make her one too. She's like, okay, just don't make mine for me because I like extra mustard on it or something. I like mine with more mustard. But I was like, fuck this. I was in the kitchen making them. I was like, she's not here to make it, so I'm going to make it for her and bring it to her, and I'm going to be a hero because I made her egg salad sandwich. So I make the sandwiches. I'm walking out of the kitchen and into the living room with the sandwiches, one in each hand, and I go, here you go. She goes, I fucking told you I didn't want you to make me a sandwich. And she like aggressively snatches it out of my hand, stomps into the kitchen, fucking DDTs it into the motherfucking sink, blow, right into the garbage disposal. And I was like, okay, shit. You know what I mean? So we kind of start arguing, and she shoves me over an ottoman in the fucking living room, and I fall and shit. And so what ended up happening is she called the cops because I was a little bit psycho, and I was standing in front of the door, and I was going, please don't leave. She wanted to leave the house, and I was standing there saying, please don't leave. Let's work this out. Please, 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 can we work this out? And I just wouldn't let her leave. I was trying to work it out. So she called the cops. Cops came, and this is the fucked up part. We went sledding a couple weeks before this, and she got a fat fucking bruise on her thigh from sliding off the road and into a telephone pole. So she had a big bruise on her thigh, and you could tell the bruise was like 5 days old. You could tell. You were like, wow, what happened to you 5 days ago? That obviously didn't happen 20 minutes ago. So she told the cops that I punched her in the thigh, and she showed them this bruise. And they took photos of it and then took me to fucking jail because she lied to the cops because she just wanted to get out of the house. But she fucked me over big time with that. So so I go to jail and I do like 37 days in juvie. Not really jail, it's juvie. But the Juvenile Detention Center in Port Orchard, Washington is the most locked up facility in Washington state, which means that the people that are incarcerated in that juvie spend more time in their cell than anybody else in any other jail in that state. Literally, I would spend 23 and a half hours a day locked in my cell like a fucking dog for 37 days straight. So you got to imagine, you go a little bit cuckoo. So yeah, I started like thinking of the worst, you know what I mean? Jealousy came over about her with other dudes and shit like that. And what ended up happening is she came to her senses the same day she called the cops. Came back to the house and wanted to make everything better. But she came back to the house and my dad had found out what she did. And he was like, get the fuck out of my house. So and this is crazy. There's like a whole life journey for this one little thing. She fucking left a note on my mattress. She left a little note on my mattress that I still have a picture of, but she left that note. And when I got arrested, I called my dad from intake and he was like, I told her to leave. I kicked your fucking girlfriend out. I told her to leave, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, Jesus Christ. You know what I mean? I was like, I don't know where she's going to go. I don't know why you did that. I was like, this is all a misunderstanding and everything. And so I did my 37 days. Julie ended up going to Missouri. She moved to Missouri because that's where she had parents. Her parents were in Greenridge, Missouri. So she had to move to the only place that she could go have a place to stay. So she moved to Missouri. I get out. I live my life. After I get out, I live my life, and obviously we stay in contact with each other. We made up like the day I got out and she apologized for everything and stuff. And, so I'm living my life and she's just getting more and more pregnant. I wasn't there for the entire pregnancy. So like 9 months, almost damn near 9 months goes by. And the first time I ever moved to Missouri, I was just like, fuck this, I'm going. And in the middle of the night, I packed a suitcase and a backpack. I went and dabbed up my little brother Quentin. I was like, bro, I'll see you later, dog. I gotta go do this. And I remember exactly where we were standing. We were standing right in the doorway of the sliding door to the bedroom we used to share. He like creeped up and he was like, it was like an intense moment. It was like, I don't know when I'm gonna see you again moment. And then I said goodbye to my little brother Danny. And then I left. I fucking just started walking down the street with my suitcase and my backpack. And I went down to my mom's house and I stayed the night at my mom's. And then the next morning, my mom drove me to the airport. Well, she drove me close and dropped me off. We had our goodbye. And then I went to the airport, caught a plane. And the only reason I had money to do this was because I was pulling weeds at my grandma's house for fucking months to save up for an airplane ticket. So, but it was kind of like a last minute thing. The entire time I didn't know if I was actually going to go through and buy the ticket, but last minute I did. And I fly to Missouri. I get there. Her mom's there to pick me up at the airport, which was awkward because I had never fucking met this woman a day in my life. And come to find out, if I would have known who she was at the time, I would have fucking turned the other way because she was a mean woman. Rest in peace to her because I'm pretty sure she's dead now. But she was a mean woman. And she just did not like me for obvious reasons. I was a 17-year-old kid who got her 21-year-old daughter pregnant, even though it wasn't her real daughter, but still. So she picks me up, we drive, and I feel like because it's dark outside. I've never been to Missouri. I didn't know what to expect. We drive and drive and drive from KC to Greenridge, which is like a couple-hour drive. When we're driving, all I see is just fields. I don't see anything else. Like, I never saw anything after the airport. Probably because it was dark. I didn't pay attention. I was tired, whatever. But when I did start paying attention, all I saw was fields. So when we got to Greenridge and the next morning I woke up and I walked to the edge of town, I thought that I was 400 or 500 miles away from the nearest town. I thought I was in country fucking cousin fucking sheep fucking town, dude. I had no fucking idea. Complete culture shock. Went from gangbangers selling crack on every fucking goddamn corner of big cities and shit like that to fucking, yeehaw, buddy, let's get you whatever, something fucking country. But it was a huge culture shock. So anyway, so I get there that night. Me and her embrace, you know what I mean? I haven't seen her in 9 months and she's fucking smuggling a goddamn truck tire under her shirt. She's so pregnant. So we try to fuck that night. Obviously, we haven't seen each other in a long time. We both want to fuck. So I try to fuck her that night. She's 9 months pregnant, about to give birth. It really wasn't happening. It was like there was nowhere for me to put my dick. Like, I put it in and it's like I hit a wall. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's nowhere for it to go. And it was frustrating. I was like, man, what the fuck is this? Been waiting. And now I'm just going to hit a flesh wall? This sucks. So I don't know if that was my son's head or his back or something. I have no idea. I don't know. I have no fucking clue, man. But I hit a wall. So it wasn't happening. We were bummed out. But the next morning, we go to the hospital and she gives birth. So like, I don't even get any time to chill at all before my son is brought into the world. I go from nothing to having a child in a second. So it was crazy. And so yeah, and then you know, everything was good for a while. For about a year, everything was really good and we were living our lives and shit. And when things go to shit, I'll leave that for another story, maybe the next episode. But yeah, that was my first time in Missouri. I stayed in Greenridge for about a year and a half until, you know, things went really, really, really shitty. And I had to move back to Washington. And then I moved back again, but I was only in Missouri for about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks that time. Shit went bad again. Went back to Washington. Maybe a year and a half goes by, 2 years or something. And then I moved back to Missouri again in 2013. And this is where I've stayed for the last 7 years. Since 2013, I've been in Missouri. And this time I'm staying. This time I got things really good. I got roots set here in Missouri. I got a good job. I got, you know, I make really good money. I got medical, 401k, whatever. And I never had any of this all those previous times. So I'm here for a while, Missouri. Sucks to be you, but I'm fucking here. And the Chiefs won the fucking Super Bowl, even though I'm a Seahawks guy. I'm not gonna lie. I love my Seahawks. But I'm all for the motherfucking Chiefs. They did a really fucking good job. So there we go, Missouri. You got your fucking Super Bowl. I'm super fucking stoked on it too. So yeah, that is the reason why I'm in Missouri, or one of the reasons. The main reason that I'm in Missouri is because I had to follow my son's mother. I had to follow wherever they went, and Missouri isn't the only place. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I thought this was going to be a super duper short podcast, but turns out I'm running up to 29 minutes, 18, 19, 20, 21 seconds. So this is going to be a 30 fucking minute podcast. Good for me. I'm going to go bust a nut in the bathroom sink now. I feel like I've deserved that. So, but yeah, I had fun. That was it. Now I have an idea for the next episode. I can just continue this on. If anybody is even interested or even listens to this entire fucking thing, probably not. But I respect the fuck out of anybody that does, and I appreciate the fuck out of anybody that is actually still listening to this. I love talking into a microphone, and I want to do it more. And I feel like the universe made me start this little shitty podcast to give me practice and prepare me for something better in the future. So we'll see. We will see if anything comes from this, whatever the fuck this is. So I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to go to Walmart and take a shit on the floor now. So I hope you guys have a wonderful fucking day. If there's somebody that you love, tell them today. Don't hold it off till tomorrow. Send them flowers. Get them a fucking edible arrangements. Whatever you gotta fucking do. Let those people in your life that are special know how special they are. Because you might never get the fucking chance to actually let them know how special they are. Once again, I love you guys. Anybody that's listening, I hope you have an awesome fucking day. Peace the fuck out.